Hello my dear students, so we are back in our science class. So today in this class we will continue with the next topic, that is water cycle. Okay, so in the previous class we have already discussed some of the topic, so we will continue with water cycle. So students, here in water cycle mainly three processes are involved, that is first one is evaporation, then condensation, then the next process is precipitation. So let us understand what is this water cycle. So students, see here, this is a diagram given in your book. Okay, so first, when there is a very bright sunny day, means the sun shines very brightly, then as I told you before that our earth is fully covered with water. Okay, so 3/4 of earth is covered with water and only one part we have land, means all the three parts is covered with water. So you see here, this one, the sun is shining very brightly, then what happens, the sun shines very brightly and the rays of the sun goes to the earth and it heats up the water in the land. Okay, the water in the river, the water in the lake, okay, the water around the ground which is deposited in the ground, so all the waters will be heated up. Okay, so when the waters is being heated up, as I told you students, that when you heat the water or you give any temperature to the water, then what happens, the water starts boiling and the vapors come out from there. So you see here, when this river water, lakes, ponds, the water gets heated up, then the process of evaporation takes place. Here, when as the water gets heated up and goes up, so as you go in the higher altitude, like we are on the plain surface, okay, as you go to the higher altitude, like you go to the hilly area, Darjeeling or Sikkim, then what you find? You find the temperature decreases there and you will find little cold there from this our area. So likewise, when this vapor goes up in the sky, then also the temperature decreases. Then this vapor, when goes up in the sky, it cool downs, and when it cool downs, the vapor changes into again liquid. Okay, so as I told you before, the process of condensation. So with the help of this process, the water droplets form as a cloud. So all the water droplets gets deposited in cloud. So when the clouds become very heavy, students, then in the form of rain and in the form of snow, it fall down in the earth again, in the land again. So you see, with the help of this process, precipitation, this with the clouds, the rains and the snow again fall down in the earth. So again the same process goes on. So these continuous process, this continuous cycle of evaporation, then again condensation, then again precipitation. So you can see here that the continuous process is involved here. Okay, again the same thing is happening. Again the sun rises very brightly, again it heats up the water in the land, again it gets evaporated and it goes up in the sky. So again with the help of condensation, the water droplets form, and when the water droplets gets deposited all together, it forms a very big cloud. So when this cloud cannot retain the water droplets anymore, then what happens? Next, again with the help of the process of precipitation, this water droplets again come back to the earth. So you see, the same process is going on continuously. That's why we call it as a water cycle. So this way, students, we get snow and rain in our earth. The next topic, that is making water fit for use. So students, making water fit for use means making water drinkable for your drinking. Okay, so means how you will purify the water. So next you see is given here what kind of impurities is present in the water. The water we get usually from rain, or we get from lake, oceans, rivers. Okay, so that water is not so clean. Okay, that contains some kind of germs or some kind of impurities, insoluble impurities. So here insoluble impurities means the impurities that can be seen with your eyes, okay, that are not soluble or that are not mixed in the water, okay, that can be easily seen with your eyes. Next, soluble impurities. So soluble impurities that are totally mixed in the water, that cannot be visible with your eyes. Next, you see germs. So germs are the harmful living organism that is present in the water. It also cannot be seen with your eyes, but these germs can make you fall sick or it causes many diseases. So this is very harmful organism present in water. That's why students, we have to always see the water and we have to always drink the clean and pure water. Next, you see, now here we have talked about making water fit for use, okay, what are the impurities. Next, you see here how to purify water. Now how you will purify the water means how you will kill these germs or how you will take out the impurities from the water. So first you see is given here that water we get from lakes, ponds, okay, oceans, but the seas and ocean water is salty, so we do not drink that water, okay. So whatever the water is coming from rivers, lakes, so that water usually how you will purify, okay. So waterwork is a place, okay, waterworks is a place where water gets purified and the water it gets supplied to the home. So students, wherever you find that water is being supplied from the water supply department, so what happens, they will purify the water in waterworks. Then what to do, they will supply the water to our homes, okay. Next, you see the very simple way to purify water or to clean water for drinking is that boiling, okay. So if you are boiling a water at your home, and that will kill the germs and impurities. Next, you see students, next is filtered water, okay. So this the filtration is also a process where you can purify the water, you can clean the water. So you might have seen in the market many kind of filters are available in the market that purify the water for drinking, okay. So filtered water is also, this is also a kind of process where you can purify the water for drinking, okay. Next, you see, next step what you can take is that is chlorinization. So how you will do, so here in the process of this chlorinization, we with the help of this chlorine tablet we purify water. What do they just put the chlorine tablet in the big tanks and the water gets purified and it's supplied to the home. So this is also one kind of process of purifying water. So next, you see is given here, next topic is rainwater harvesting, okay. So students, rainwater harvesting means collecting and storage of water for future use. So you are collecting and storing the rainwater. The rain comes, the main source of water is rain, so that source of water you are collecting and storing it for future use, so that will be your rainwater harvesting. Now thing you have to understand that how you will do rainwater harvesting. So as I told you in the water cycle, that how the water cycle works, okay, how the clouds has been formed and we get rain. So when we are getting rain, what happens students, the rain falls on the roof of our house, okay. So when the rain are falling in the roof of our house, so we can just store and collect that water through a pipe. So if you connect a pipe from your roof and you will just put that pipe to any kind of tank or the storage you have made down in the ground. So what you can do, you can just store that rainwater for your future use. So this kind of process can be done and the water can be preserved and also the water can be stored for future use. So students, I hope this topic is being cleared to you. So we will meet in our next class again. So till then, stay safe and stay healthy.